So I've always wanted to listen to all of the top 100 Rolling Stone albums of all time, but I've just never really found the effort or the time to. So I figured, why not kill two birds with one stone? I will listen to one of the new albums on this filter every time I go to the gym, and we will see how I rank them at the end. So yeah, this is day one of me picking one of these albums and going to go work out to it for about an hour and see how it turns out. Obviously, if I get an album I've listened to all the way through, then I'll pick a new one. I've already listened to this one. Also, I don't know how I feel about working out to the Beatles. That would be kind of weird. But I do love Rubber Soul. It's probably one of my favorite Beatles albums of all time. Let's see what our next one is. Joni Mitchell, Blue. I have listened to this already. Also, it's not on streaming anymore, so funny enough. Again, would be kind of weird to work out to that album as well. But I'm not a huge fan of Joni Mitchell. I know she gets a lot of praise, but all right, Dusty Springfield, Dusty in Memphis. Sure.
Then you look into my eyes. Lord knows to my surprise, the only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man.
All right, we're back from the gym. We spent a half an hour or so on the Stairmaster and then another 15 minutes doing just general arm workouts. Here are my thoughts on Dusty in Memphis. So my first impression was that it's a pretty short album. It's only about half an hour in length, which is good, surprisingly. I actually listened to it twice all the way through, and, she was on that short album wave pretty early, so kudos to Dusty. The other thing that stuck out to me the most was that it just sounds so much like a product of its time. It came out in 1969, and, that's no fault to it. I mean, it is what it is. A lot of its contemporaries to me reminded me of like Carole King or like the Carpenters, which is, good influences. It's probably vice versa. It's probably Dusty influenced them. But it was enjoyable. It just, it sounds like it came out the same year that the moon landing happened. So the biggest single off of this album was Son of a Preacher Man, which you may have heard before, which is a great track. I really love it. It's a bit more reserved than I wish it was. It's a bit more quieter. It does pick up more near the end. But I think other artists have covered it a lot better. Specifically, Aretha Franklin, I think her version is the best version of that song out there. Another track that caught me off guard was the one Windmills of Your Mind, which is a really cool track. It was slower, a bit more reserved again. Very creepy, more string sections. Kind of reminded me of like a black and white French film or something. It was a really cool track. It reminded me of a memory that I forgot that I had of when they did it on the Muppet Show back in the day, which is a very creepy version. Don't look that one up. Overall, it was a pretty okay album. My favorite tracks were Son of a Preacher Man, Windmills of Your Mind, as well as So Much Love. Overall, I probably wouldn't work out to it again. It was surprisingly decent when I did cardio, but on the second listen when I was doing my arm workouts, it was kind of boring and I turned it off. I'd probably rank it about a mid to high 6 out of 10 for me. Make sure to like and follow for episode 2 unless this app gets banned. Bye!